How's it going, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Two Nerds, a Podcast. I'm Buddy the Bruiser.
And I'm Dynamite Jared Latchy.
If you guys are checking us out for the first time, we are your home for everything nerdy. That's video games, comic books, wrestling, movies, music, whatever you're into. We'll probably talk about it at some point.
A lot of material.
We go into these very underprepared, and we just talk about whatever's on our mind.
Yeah, it's we try and look up like newsworthy stuff. I should try and keep up with it during the week, but I don't.
It's usually about 10 minutes before we hit record. We're like
what happened this week? I'll tell you what happened this week, buddy.
Yeah, I noticed there's something gold in your lap right
there. There's
there.
a little piece of hardware in the studio with us today. You were looking at, and you at home are hearing the current EPW World Heavyweight Champion right now.
For the viewers out there who might not know what that is, why don't you explain?
So EPW is the most prestigious pool league in not in Ashtabula, in the entire planet. It's called Extreme Pool Wrestling, and only a select few can be in EPW because only a select few are skilled enough to combat for the most prestigious title in pool history. And we also have a title for beer pong, which I am also the heavyweight champion, and I'm the current Money in the Bank holder.
So you have all the gold.
I don't have the tag team titles right now.
There is a tag team title for doubles
for beer pong
for
right
beer
now.
pong.
Yeah.
I got you.
There's a singles title that I hold, and the singles title for pool, and so we don't have a doubles title for pool, but we do have the tag team titles for beer pong, which is currently held by fucking Miles. And so, come my birthday, which I'll plug right now, October 15th. I think I said this last week too, maybe. October 15th, Dynamite Jared's 28th annual birthday rager.
Oh my.
And
28 years.
28 years of fucking raging. And so the EPW tag titles will be on the line that night, and the EPW Beulah title, which is the beer pong title, will also be on the line on that night as well. So, with all that said, everyone's invited. Anyone listening to the podcast, don't be shy. You can come through here. Stephanie, we want to see you at the party. Elena, or however you say that, Elena, I think is the right pronunciation. You can come. Everybody should come, hang out. You can play some exhibition matches of beer pong, and we got some music, and it'll be a fun time. And if you show up early enough, you might catch me watching my movie for 31 Days of Horror that day. So
because this is our first official episode of October. And October means...
Did you say October?
I said October, but we'll lead into
what the fuck is October, son? This is Cocktober. I don't know what calendar you're reading, but for all the ladies out there, I know we got a lot of lady listeners. It is Cocktober, and if you think that me and Buddy the Bruiser are gonna leave you hanging and not talk about some of the hunkiest men
on the planet. You are mistaken. You're greatly mistaken.
You're greatly mistaken.
Because we've got a whole month planned of talking about some dudes.
Dudes. I don't know. This episode drops on Saturday, which is Cocktober 1st, which is right now,
Yeah.
Once this episode drops, I don't know if we're going to be able to, I think all the businesses are going to close and everything will be flash floods.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. It's like Beatlemania all over again. You just hear girls screaming and flailing their arms. We got some great Cocktober material for you coming up later in this episode. But, yeah. What else do we got? First, let's get to that later.
We'll also be talking about some horror. I'm going to ask Jared if he's seen some of these films that have been pretty noteworthy in the independent horror scene. Well, not really independent. Lower budget horror films.
I hate getting asked if I've seen something, because then when I haven't seen it, it's like...
Well, I haven't seen most of these either, but they're from a list of films that you should see. So I'm just going to...
It's a Troma list, right? Well,
Not to give anything. Yes, it's a Troma
It's
list.
about
I was
Troma
gonna reveal
movies.
that
Yeah.
later, but since you fucking ruined it, I mean, yeah, it's a Troma list.
I mean, well, let's fucking get into it. You've
you
got the
we're
movies.
getting into that
Yeah,
before
like
Cocktober.
yeah, we'll save Cocktober for later. You don't know how this business works. You save the main event until the end. Like you don't want to sit here and get Cocktober out of the way, and then all the girls are just like, "Yeah, well, we already heard."
We already heard about the cocks. So
We
we're
already
gonna
heard
fucking,
about all the cocks, so like, why
so-
would we stick
so
around
we'll
for
keep-
shitty Troma movies?
So we'll keep it hanging till the end. Are we?
You
Are we
put-
gonna? Are we talking about it after wrestling? Are we gonna make them sit through wrestling to get to the cocks?
Man,
That's a tough
but
call.
is there really anything to talk about in wrestling this week?
There's a little bit to talk about. Not too much.
I didn't
but,
even watch Raw or read about it.
Well, I should inform you on. We watched Clash of Champions. That was this weekend.
Oh my God,
that's-
you're right. You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
We got to
So
talk about
we got
Clash
things to
of
talk about this
Champions.
week.
So yeah,
But right now it's
you put fucking listen, man. You put Dolph Ziggler in the opening match. Okay, you save, freaking Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold for the main event.
Dolph Ziggler will be a topic of discussion later tonight because I'm assuming you haven't heard anything about SmackDown either.
Oh well, I've heard a couple of things.
Okay, well we'll talk about it later.
right,
First,
so-
we're gonna be talking about this Troma. So this is from the new Watch Mojo list that came out earlier this week. On the top 10 Troma movies that you should see. I've seen a couple Troma movies in my day, but I haven't been.
If you guys hear this tapping, that's me, kind of tapping.
Yeah, Jared's just
this-
fucking up our audio right here. Very
kinda
professional
tapping
in the
solid
studio.
gold that's just laying in my lap here. The EPW World Heavyweight Championship. Hey, buddy, why don't you just take a snapshot real fast and we'll just upload this on Twitter.
Upload this on Twitter.
Yeah, just let them get a good look at what we're dealing with here.
Snapshot has been taken.
All right, you know what this means when this shows up on Twitter. This means that right now I am undisputedly the greatest pool player on the planet. And if you think you're better, you can't really challenge me because you're not a member of EPW.
So fuck you.
So fuck off. You ain't getting a shot. So anyways, Troma list.
Let's talk about
Let's go.
Troma. All right, so the first one on the list is Redneck Zombies. Have you seen it?
I know of Redneck Zombies, but I've not seen the movie.
I've not seen it either. From what I understand, these rednecks just drink this toxic poison, turns them into zombies, and they start.
Do they think it's moonshine?
I think, yeah, they think it's moonshine,
Okay.
and then they just start murdering all these. They're labeled as city folk, campers. So
Tourists.
tourists, yeah. So
Okay.
neither of us have seen Redneck Zombies. If you've seen it, let us know. And that goes for any of these films. If you've seen it, let us know. Leave us a comment and tell us if it's good or worth watching. It's in this top 10 list, and Troma's made hundreds of movies, I'm assuming. So
Probably thousands.
Probably thousands.
Well, no, they've probably made hundreds, but they've probably
Released.
produced or distributed thousands.
yeah. So these are the top 10 of those thousands. So they must be pretty good. Have you seen Mother's Day?
Yes.
You've seen Mother's Day?
Yes, way back in the day.
I think
watched
I've seen that one as well. This one was also remade not too long ago. I think in 2010 it was remade. So that's one of their more famous ones. And I
Do
believe
they
that
have that? That's the one with the guy with he has the bag on his head. It's like the two brothers, right? And they kill people. I think I fell asleep during it. That's the one though, right?
I can't remember. It might be. But I think that's the one that really put them on the map. It's one of their older ones. I think it's from 1980. But yeah. I know you've seen. Well, skip over a couple of these lesser known ones, so we'll get to the big ones. I know you've seen Poultrygeist.
Yeah, I have a poster in my house. So
So tell
Yeah.
us, tell everyone a little bit about Poultrygeist.
well, Poultrygeist.
Obviously, a take on Poltergeist. It's what it's playing off of the Toby Hooper and Spielberg movie.
Well, that's what the name's playing.
Yeah, that's what
off
I'm
of.
saying.
They
They
actually,
both-
there might even be some elements of it.
Well, they both have to do
Yeah,
with.
I've seen Mother's Day.
They both
But,
have. They basically in Poltergeist, the house is built on an ancient Indian burial ground, and in Poultrygeist, it's sort of like it's not KFC, but it's like
yeah,
a chicken,
it's like
ra-
a chicken.
on an Indian burial ground. So it's kind of the same sort of idea, but
It kind of is.
and Jared's flossing right now, so if his vocal pattern is slightly obstructed.
It's not, but it's not really like a like a haunting movie. Like it ends up being kind of like a zombie movie almost.
Yeah, it turns well. It create the Indians come back essentially as zombie chickens, and there's like lesbian chicken sex scenes, which
Yeah.
we forgot to talk about.
Oh God, yeah.
Um,
Oh, how did we ever forget Poultrygeist sex scene? Jesus Christ.
um, let's see. What else happens in fucking? There's the
Look, man, a whole
this
lot of
this was
this is.
made.
Let me tell you something. Like, and I like Poultrygeist, but a whole lot of nothing happens for like a good chunk of this movie, and then at the end, there's just like absolute insanity for like 20 to 30 minutes when the chickens start coming out and like they fucking.
Well, if I remember correctly, doesn't Poultrygeist start out with a sex scene in a graveyard?
Man, probably.
Man, we just
I
can't
think
get we
so.
just can't get the Sextember bug
Yeah.
out of our system.
It was a hot Sextember.
Yeah.
It was.
Is it going to be a hotter Cocktober, you think? Or is it going to cool down a little?
For the ladies out there, it's probably gonna be a hotter Cocktober,
Oh man. Um
and for me too. Ooh.
on the list there was also Tromeo and Juliet, which is a play on Romeo and Juliet, obviously.
Yeah,
Have you seen
I haven't
seen that one either.
I hear it's terrible, actually.
Yeah.
But, like a lot of people know of it.
Have you seen Cannibal the Musical?
No,
Do you know why this one is particularly noteworthy?
no,
Or no?
no.
It was directed, written to, I believe, and starring Trey Parker. And it was like his first big thing. And Matt Stone's also in the movie, but I think this might have been where they met, actually. So without this movie, there may not have been any South Park.
Doing some bullshit trauma.
Doing some
movies.
bullshit Troma movies.
Yeah.
But the number one on the list, obviously, was Toxic Avenger,
Mm-hmm.
which, if you have not seen, I don't know what's wrong with you. Jared is still flossing. I was hoping he'd tell us a little about the Toxic Avenger.
I'll
but
tell you about the Toxic Avenger. So, Toxic Avenger is the story of I can't remember what the kid's name is, but he's a janitor at a fitness club. And
98 pounds of pure nerd.
yeah, and I've seen this movie a billion times and I can't remember his name, so that's weird. But he's constantly getting picked on by these like homicidal bullies. Like they're homicidal. Like
Yeah, they are.
They drive around killing small children. Like they'd run them over with their car, and it's a game to them. And so one day, is his name like Melvin or something like that?
It's something nerdy.
Yeah. One day they end up like chasing him or throwing him out a window or something. He lands in like a vat of toxic waste and transforms
Into the Toxic Avenger.
the Toxic Avenger. And so he gets like super strength and he's muscular. He's wearing a ballerina skirt and like yeah.
It's crazy. He
He starts fighting crime.
Yeah.
And there's like a subplot where like he can't control like his urge to kill. That doesn't really like pan out. Like that subplot just completely disappears eventually.
Yeah, it's part horror movie, it's part comedy, obviously, it's part superhero movie. It's just ridiculous. This is by far the film that they're most known for.
Yeah, Toxie is like their mascot.
There was
like,
an animated series based off of it.
the Toxic Crusaders. Like a lot of you that, God forbid, haven't seen the Toxic Avenger. Maybe you might know about the Toxic Crusaders, which is for kids. It was more kid friendly. Whereas like the movie is
very not kid friendly.
No, there's sex, which God. That I'm disappointed in that we somehow forgot the sex scene from Toxic Avenger. He has a blind girlfriend, and so bless her heart, but Toxic Avenger puts down the pipe on her, and so yeah, Toxic Avenger, that's like one of the greatest movies of all time, honestly.
How many were there? 4 sequels?
Yeah.
4.
There's Toxic Avenger 2, Toxic Avenger 3,
And then
and then Citizen
Toxie.
Toxie.
But yeah,
I'm shocked that you didn't mention Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD.
that wasn't on the list.
That's weird. That's like
Was not on the list.
one of the most famous Troma movies. Like they literally have that car explosion scene or car flip or whatever. That ever since they did that, they like reuse it in every movie.
Didn't
It's
make
like a running gimmick in like all Troma movies now.
Maybe it was in the runners up, but it certainly wasn't in the top 10.
That's fucking weird.
Write a letter, man. Complain.
Well, you know what, man? This is a Watch Mojo list, and they've been known to piss me off from time to time.
They piss me off at least once a week.
Yeah,
I would say. So
they piss me off pretty much every time I watch a fucking video of theirs. So, moving on.
moving on. What do you want to talk about now? You want to talk about any of the superhero news that's been going on this week? Did you find anything interesting?
No.
Not a thing. They released.
There's a couple of things that were like, you can just kind of go on the internet and look at them, but some just like, shots back behind the scenes
photos.
like, photos being released of like, they're filming, the new Spider-Man, the Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man.
And there was, shots of the guy. His name escapes me right now.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K.
From
Simmons.
I mean, you can, even if you look at the photo, you don't get a really good look at him as Commissioner Gordon. He's like standing in the back.
I was still on Spider-Man.
Oh, you were still on. Well, then what are you? Get out of town. Okay, keep
There
going.
was shots of the kid playing Spider-Man. He's reprising his role from Civil War, and he's actually wearing a suit that isn't like a CGI mess right now. And there's just some backstage or behind the scenes photos taken of him like doing some stunts on like a balcony or something. It looks like he's doing his own stunts, at least in these photos. And so it looks kind of cool. I'll probably go see it because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I still haven't seen Civil War, but
I haven't seen Civil War either.
I mean, I don't need no Civil War.
The lovely voice of Dynamite Jared.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I was saying, that they released a photo of J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, but he's way in the background behind the bat symbol.
I haven't even seen this photo yet. Can I see that? This is for Avengers.
I don't have it anymore.
By the way,
what is?
I'm not Avengers for Justice League.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'll look it up again if you want to keep talking about things. I will look it up for you. I don't have it anymore.
So I hope you ladies are ready for Cocktober because that's still coming up here pretty soon. We're gonna. So the NE Geek Expo is coming up on October 22nd, and so they got all kinds of cool stuff there. If you've ever been there before, it's a cool place to go. You don't have to cosplay to go there, but cosplaying is encouraged. So if you want to bust out some of your little arts and crafts and make yourself a little Dragon Ball Z costume or dress up as Harley Quinn's kind of popular right now. Deadpool's been popular ever since Wolverine Origins. So I'm like firing shots at the cosplay community right now. Stop going as the same fucking thing. But I don't care if I peaked. It'll show my anger right now. So, but any Geek Expo, me and Buddy will be there. We don't know if we're doing anything yet, but we're gonna start talks and maybe we'll be doing some stuff there. We just wrapped our shooting for our first episode of Lost on VHS. I have to do things with my hands, man.
Everyone who's listening to this is like, what the fuck are all these noises that are happening all the time? Jared's playing with a brush, a harmonica.
These are all like my sexual like
I'm just gonna have to fucking tie your hands behind your back when we're fucking doing the podcast.
I will fucking like I need this. I need these. And so
You wanna see this photo of Commissioner Gordon?
I'm gonna look at him.
He's looking very lovingly into the eyes of this photo. What do you think? You're zooming in even more. What do you think of it? It's very
Well,
atmospheric, but I don't know if it's behind the. Would have to be behind the scenes photo.
I like this photo. The
Yeah.
photo is cool. I don't know. He looks like a Commissioner Gordon to me. Is he black?
No, he's the fucking. He's the dude from Whiplash, the bald guy, that, like
Oh,
yells.
okay.
You would know who he is if you were.
If I saw him.
He's from the original Spider-Man. He's the guy, the laughing guy.
Well,
You don't know the one that's the meme now, with like Peter Parker crying, and then he's laughing.
so wait, is this?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
He looks like from the lighting here, and because I'm way zoomed up on his face right now, he looks like fucking Morgan Freeman.
You're fucking out of your mind.
Look at this.
I guess when you're that zoomed into him, he does look like Morgan Freeman.
You're damn right he does. Gonna sit here and try to make me look like an asshole on the podcast.
I guess when you zoom in that far on a black and white blurry photo because he's all the way in the fucking background, I guess he would look like Morgan Freeman. But normally, he does not look like Morgan Freeman at all.
Oh, he's freaking
Yeah.
the laughing guy. That's freaking Jonah Jameson, JJ. That's a iconic Spider-Man character, and we may be talking about him later when it's time to when it's time for Cocktober. Whew.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that's really all that happened in the week of superheroes. Well, this week for superheroes. So are we going right into Cocktober? Are we going to...
No, there's wrestling.
Oh, so
remember?
we're doing...
But we were talking about Lost on VHS.
Oh, we were. Yeah, we were. We've been very sidetracked this episode.
Yeah,
That's okay.
well,
though.
it doesn't matter. We just wrapped shooting on our first episode of Lost on VHS. I think it went okay.
Yeah.
And that'll be coming to you
This week.
this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, possibly Thursday. We
Possibly.
haven't. I'm trying to get like a.
God
good,
damn it, buddy.
Well, I'm trying to get like a good schedule where
Can
there's
we
not
make an official announcement on this podcast that goes out to approximately 4 people that listen to this, in segments over the course of the day so we get multiple views from a single person? Can we not make an official announcement to these 3 people?
Well, I was thinking on Thursday.
Fine, Thursday.
Thursday. It'll be out on Thursday. First episode of Lost on VHS. So it'll come out every Thursday until
Cocktober's over.
Until Cocktober's over. Then it'll be every once in a while. But Cocktober, we're getting a lot of them out of the way real fast. So, yeah, the first episode went very well. Look forward to what you guys think of it.
So there's a lot of movies that we're going to be talking about that you guys may have not seen or heard of.
I guarantee that
most of the people listening to this have not seen or heard of them, because I don't think that we will have any actual VHS collecting listeners until we have Dan on the podcast.
Very true.
And so we might not even have him on the podcast now because his reputation in the VHS community is dropping.
Oh,
He kind of hit gold with all the shit. You're on the group, so you've seen
Yeah.
some of the stuff he's been posting. They hit the fucking mother load of the greatest fucking tapes of all time, and they're selling them now. But they're people are saying that they're getting ripped off. So I don't want to put him on blast. I just bought some tapes off of him, and I think that I got some pretty solid deals. But I also got those Amigo deals, if you know what I mean. So Dan doesn't listen to this podcast, so I could talk all the shit that I want. He said I went out to dinner with him yesterday, and he's like, I'll listen to it eventually. I didn't even ask him to listen to it because I know he won't. And he's like, yeah, I haven't listened to any of your podcasts yet. He started laughing. He's like, but I'll listen to them eventually. Nice fucking try. You ain't gonna listen to shit. He'll watch our videos though. He will, because he's made videos too. So anyways, yeah, once again, Dan Kinham coming up on the podcast eventually.
potentially.
Any Geek Expo, cosplay as something other than Harley Quinn and Deadpool, and we'll
Please.
see you there.
We will see you there.
And we might be doing something, and if we do something, we encourage you strongly to come check it out, and maybe we'll talk to you. So, we're nerds, but we're kind of like upper echelon nerds. Like we're
We're
a
the
little,
high class nerds.
we're a little bit cooler than you, like some of you other, like we'll call you geeks that are going to this expo. And so, if we deem you a little too geeky for us, we might kind of get a little pretentious and like, yeah, you fucking geek, and you just kind of walk away. So. No, we love everyone. So
Who you trying to play?
no, we'll be like the fucking like lower class nerds at this thing. There'll be people that know way more
than us.
more than us. They'll come up to us asking us questions about what's going on in the latest Wolverine comic, and I'll be like, "Whoa,
like
man,
I have no fucking idea.
I haven't read a Wolverine comic since
1996 or something."
Yeah, something like that. So, anyways.
So Clash of Champions was this weekend.
Clash of Champions was this weekend, and
I can tell from experience Jared was very, very invested in this pay-per-view.
I was trying to like write a script, man. But there were a couple of matches that made me kind of set down the laptop and pay attention. Sheamus and Cesaro had a really good match, probably the match of the night.
And I am surprised Cesaro isn't dead.
Well, yeah, he took a nasty fall onto his head, and I thought that they would just stop the match.
They did stop the match eventually. They should have just stopped it there.
Well, I thought that he was going to be fucking paralyzed and like do the old Stone Cold thing. Where
yeah.
To do the shitty roll up.
Right.
But that was a great match that got my attention. We missed the tag match, but New Day retained.
Unsurprisingly, New Day retained. Fucking the man of the night, Chris Jericho. Fucking absolute legend.
Drink it in, buddy.
I love how every week his outfits get skimpier and skimpier, as if he knows it's Cocktober.
Oh, wait a minute. We might be talking about Chris Jericho later.
I bet.
He's.
Oh, I guess he does.
He's growing a little thing. Is his kind of like a goatee, though?
Yeah, it's kind of like a goatee.
Okay, yeah.
But Chris Jericho comes out in nothing but his tights and the skimpiest scarf I've ever seen.
Hasn't he been doing that lately?
He usually
has like a vest or
usually
something?
has some sort of vest.
Oh.
Today on
well,
Sunday,
he cracks me up on the main event. He comes out like
we're in the Kevin Owens
show shirt
with
a scarf on. If you need to take
fashion lessons,
how to dress really classy, just look no further than Chris Jericho.
I read on
which basically I'm guessing that his motto is just put a fucking scarf on and you're classy.
Pretty much. I saw somewhere online that they compared Chris Jericho to a bougie French waiter who looks down upon you on your choices of wine, which is very, very accurate.
They're not wrong. That's for fucking sure. A bougie French waiter. Damn.
Oh, man.
Whew. You want to get some Taco Bell after this?
Maybe.
I'm hungry. Anyways, so the main event, Kevin Owens retains over
Seth Rollins
after a
interference from
Jericho, ref bump, interference.
I heard online that people were more speculating a Triple H interference, but it was Jericho instead.
I think Triple H runs in at Hell in a Cell to set up a match at Survivor Series.
That makes more sense, yeah.
So I heard that Rollins actually got a little injured.
Yeah,
in the match.
It's something with his ribs, I believe.
I think he took a gut buster,
yeah,
or something, and it might have hurt his ribs. I heard that he's gonna be fine, but like he skipped Raw on Monday.
I think so.
All right.
But yeah, Clash of Champions. There was only one title shift on Clash of Champions, and it was with the U.S. title. Roman Reigns is now your champion.
In a very clear retort to our campaign to form the tag team
Strowman
Reigns, WWE has put the U.S. title on Roman Reigns in a shot at the Two Nerds podcast, the very illustrious podcast that Vince McMahon listens to
On the reg.
every week. As soon as it drops, Vince McMahon hits the download button. He has to listen to it on the go, and he's got a very small data plan, so he doesn't want to just
Right,
do the
yeah.
YouTube thing while he's driving. And so, he wasn't very happy with the Strowman Reigns recommendation, but we will not
rest
We
until
won't-
we see Strowman Reigns.
We will, yeah, we will. We probably will see this tag team like when Braun Strowman turns babyface in like 3 years. They'll just do like a random tag match, like where it's like Strowman ran down and saved Roman from a beatdown or something, and like next week on Raw, or maybe that night, like Stephanie McMahon comes out like, "Oh, you want to do this tag team match, and it's coming up next."
They've had
And
to.
then, if Michael Cole tries to cop our name, it's like, some are calling them Strowman Reigns. Like, nice fucking try, Michael Cole.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. So when this happens like 3 years from now on Monday Night Raw, there can be no doubt.
There's no excuse.
Yeah, there can be no doubt. We will expect our royalty checks in the mail, or perhaps a job offer for WWE Creative.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we have had some fantasy booking sessions. If you've heard I believe it was like episode 3 or 4, we were talking about
I started getting really passionate about Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan
I
versus.
broke down into tears. So yeah. What'd you think of the main event
On Clash of Champions.
Clash of Champions. Yeah.
It was all right.
It was a good match.
Thought it was fairly entertaining.
It was a good match.
The fucking was that the one where the ref got knocked out?
Man,
And
he took one of the weakest ref bumps. Took one of the weakest ref bumps of all time, and then this guy seriously sold it like he'd just been shot, and he was like down for like
The rest of the match, they brought in another ref.
Yeah, they brought in another ref. This ref never recovered. Seth Rollins kind of just shoved him a little bit, like,
He died.
oh well. Oh, wrestling.
Oh man. So, Raw this week there was a rematch for the US title. Didn't go in Rusev's favor. Don't really
Was that the main event?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I just watched the little highlights that they put online.
Oh, by the way, what do you think of TJ Perkins' entrance music?
It was very Scott Pilgrim-y,
That's weird.
which is what I mean. I've heard a lot of people like it. I don't know. I was kind of
I thought it was too corny,
yeah.
but I mean, I don't know. It's not really his gimmick either. He's like, he comes out, he dabs, and he dances and stuff. Like, his entrance music in Cruiserweight Classic was fine for that.
Yeah. Well, maybe they just wanted something new because it's on Raw now instead of just something on the network. I don't know. I don't know their reasoning, man. I'm not in creative yet, so I'm not making these decisions.
Vince, when we gonna get our contracts, bro?
So on SmackDown this week, it was a hometown show for both Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. They had a homecoming celebration for The Miz.
I heard that The Miz. I need to actually watch this because I heard The Miz was absolutely on fucking fire.
He was essentially, he was calling out like Dolph Ziggler's parents who were in the audience. He was saying how was the only real Cleveland champion and all this shit. So
What a legend.
he was going off. But the main thing that we got out of this is
I heard that there was a backstage like segment where he covered up a picture of LeBron in the queue with a picture of himself when he was the world heavyweight champion. So that's just classic stuff from The Miz, who's just been absolutely on fire for a while now. He's just been an absolute god on the mic, and he's been decent in the ring too. He's had some good matches. So
the fucking No Mercy poster. Fucking hard.
So hard. not a Calvin Klein ad or whatever it said. Oh man.
But
Ooh.
ooh, Jared hit the mic with his
Whoa.
title. Oh man,
Belt shot to the
cannot
mic.
cannot sound good. But anyway, so there is another rematch for the Intercontinental title with Dolph Ziggler and The Miz.
And
with
Dolph Ziggler's career
is on the line.
Is his contract coming up?
His contract is up in October.
Cocktober?
Cocktober.
Oh.
I don't know exactly when in Cocktober, but his contract is up. So unless they start taking him seriously, he might not want to resign. So
Going to TNA
going
maybe.
to TNA or something. Anything. I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you think the Miz will retain and Dolph will retire, or what do you think? They're friends off K-Babe. They are friends.
Yeah,
so what do you
that.
so
I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. But I mean, it's hard to say if WWE is just trying to swerve us or not. We'll see. I really don't have a prediction. I hope the Miz retains.
well, there you go. So we'll see. I'm sure it's in what, 2 weeks? Is the pay-per-view? Next week maybe? 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks, I believe.
So not this Sunday, but the next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. So a couple podcasts.
So not
from now.
tomorrow, but this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really all. Oh, John Cena was on Talking Smack this week, talking some smack on Dean Ambrose.
Again?
Yeah. Well, it was the other way around the other week. And then, so yeah, basically Dean Ambrose called him a lazy part-timer, and John was not too taking kindly of that.
That's like a. Well, come on, man. Like, everyone on the fucking planet knows
John
that if
Cena
there's
is
a
not
lazy
lazy.
person on this planet, it's not John Cena. Love him or hate him, he's not fucking lazy. That's for fucking sure. The guy's busy all the time. And so
yeah, he had some stuff to say on Talking Smack, dropped the mic, and walked out.
how was the main event?
So the main event was Dean Ambrose's rematch for the world title.
Yeah.
John Cena was on commentary. AJ, the match was all right, and then AJ got out of the ring, hit Cena, and then they started wrestling again. Then Ambrose got out of the ring, hit Cena again. So then ultimately AJ lost because Cena got up to the ring and distracted the ref, I guess. So AJ Styles retained.
What a weird finish. John Cena distracts the ref?
Unintentionally, he was just heated off. I mean, it's not like he I don't know.
All right.
From what I remember, it's not like he grabbed the ref or anything. He just tore his shirt off on the thing. The ref was like, "What's going on?" So then at the end,
Cocktober's coming up.
Cena rips off the shirt. So he hit them both with AAs after the match, and then SmackDown was over. But yeah, so there's the triple threat at No Mercy between the three of them. Should be a good match, I'm hoping. I mean, I guarantee it's going to be a good match. So yeah, that's really all that happened in wrestling this week.
Oh, man. Hungry. But
you know who else is hungry? You'll find out on Thursday.
He's back and he's hungry. I'll tell you that much. So, buddy.
Yes.
I think it's time.
You think it's time?
I think it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what month it is. We know what month it is. You can smell the cocks in the air. All right?
A lot of stinky cocks out there.
A lot of stinky cocks out there, but we will only be talking about some of the freshest, nicest cocks in all of pop culture. It's Cocktober. And we are here to talk about some of the hunkiest, most attractive, hot, sexy men of all time. Buddy's getting a little uncomfortable there.
What are you talking?
Let me tell you something, man. Ain't nothing wrong with knowing when a guy's attractive. I'll look at a guy
I never
right,
said it. I never
I'll
said
look a
anything.
guy right in the eye and tell him, man, you're a good looking guy. Do I want to sleep with you?
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. But we won't talk about that. So
So every week we're basically going to be talking about a different category of guy, so to speak, and we're going to be putting them head to head, if you catch my drift, and see which one is superior. We're going to be asking you guys on Twitter to give us the definite answer. So basically, I'll have a pick, Jared's going to have a pick, and then we're going to go head to head, and you guys are going to decide who the winner is.
yeah. So this week we are talking about famous mustache men. So we're talking about some of the sexiest dudes to ever sport
The mustache.
the stash. And before we make our picks for the week, and I'm picking mine first. And next week you can pick yours first.
All right.
But I want to get the head start this week, and I already have my pick.
All right.
But we're going to start off.
We'll just talk about some dudes.
Yeah, I can tell that you
Really itching to talk about some dudes here.
Well, no, I can tell that you're intimidated. Because I know what a sexy man in a mustache looks like.
Oh, I know who your pick is because you've been talking about him for the past several years.
For my entire life. I've been in love with this man my entire life.
Oh, man.
You have no one. You can't compete with this man.
Well, I got some thinking to do by the time.
Let me give you some hints. Or not some hints, but I'll drop some names for you right now, buddy. Maybe some people that you might be able to compete with this man with. And so, you could try Genghis Khan. You could try to throw Genghis Khan into the fold there. Genghis Khan had a hell of a mustache.
Hitler, also in the list.
Hitler. I don't know if Hitler had a hell of a mustache. It was a small, but it's an iconic mustache.
It's an iconic mustache, man. You can't fucking sport that nowadays.
It's a Hitler. Well, you can, but it's fucking.
Did it have a name before it was called the Hitler stash?
I don't know if anyone else ever sported it before Hitler.
So he wanted to make a statement with his facial hair.
I suppose.
You suppose.
What do you say about Charlie Chaplin, who also played not Hitler, but a Hitler
spoof
lookalike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin, hell of a mustache.
This is a hell of a stash. You know who's got a hell of a fucking mustache?
Who?
Salvador Dali.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Salvador Dali with that fucking mustache. Like pointing out. One that probably slipped your mind. The Iron fucking Sheik.
Oh, man.
Shout out to the Iron Sheik on Twitter. He is no fucking jabroni, and his mustache is no jabroni either. The Iron fucking Sheik. Maybe he could compete with my pick this week.
Maybe he could. I'll throw you a couple curveballs here. Some dudes maybe you haven't thought about with mustaches. How about Jeff Foxworthy?
Damn. I did not think of Jeff Foxworthy. Oh, shit. You might be a redneck if you think of Jeff Foxworthy when you think of sexy mustache men.
All right, I got you. How about Steve Harvey?
Oh, shit. Steve Harvey. That's good. That's a good mustache.
It's a good one. I'm trying to think of some more that are left field. Most of the guys I've thought of are pretty mainstream. Johnny,
those guys are mainstream too, but
they're not. They're not as much in the spotlight, I would say. One of the most iconic mustaches of all time, and I'll give you a little bit of an intro here so you can announce it.
I don't even know if that picked up on the microphone. Hit me your phone. My
well, we'll just keep playing in case you didn't hear it. It's a good fucking song, so we're just gonna keep playing it. Don't put it back all the. Oh man.
Oh wait. Edit. Hey Jake, just kind of cut that mistake out. Just that one part.
No, he's keeping all your mistakes in until you get it right, man.
He cut out my one mistake the one time.
What did you
And
do?
I told him to keep it.
What did you do?
I think I mentioned the life of Dynamite Jared. Then I just said, take it out of the
Oh,
whole fucking podcast.
as a joke.
Yeah.
And
And
he
then
actually-
Jake just took it out. And then he's like, yeah, man, I took that part out for you. And I was like, dude,
"Oh, I was
like
just
you can leave it in there. It's kind of funny. And he was like, all right, I'll put it back in. And then he never fucking did.
That's okay.
All right.
Play this shit again.
So, one of the most iconic mustaches of all time.
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American.
Sing it.
Fight for what's
Right. Fight for your life.
Trying not to headbang here. 'Cause
I'm
literally-
headbanging so hard right
'cause
now.
I'm literally holding a phone. I'm trying to get the pickup good.
Are we gonna talk or are we just gonna listen to this the whole time?
I'm quite tempted to listen to this the whole time.
I have a feeling that none of our the wrestling fans are like, all right, let's get a hold on. And everyone else who's not is like, what? Who are they talking about? What?
Everyone knows. Come on,
Why
everyone
are we
knows
still?
what this
Why
is.
are we still listening to this? All right, get this shit out of here, dog. We gotta keep going, man. I should have never introduced music to the podcast.
Hulk fucking Hogan, the real American Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan, also had he had the stubble underneath. That's a cool look, but Hulk Hogan, hell of a mustache. That he's got the Fu Manchu. Speaking of Fu Manchu, had a hell of a stash.
Hell of a stash, obviously.
You
Hell
know
of
who
a
had a sexy stash?
who?
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam had a hell of a stash.
I got someone that the only person I think you could cheat and use this guy to defeat my guy, Johnny Depp. You started to say his name earlier.
You could cheat and say that.
Yeah, you could definitely fucking cheat to defeat my man, but I think that is a cop-out pick. I think that if you use that pick, you will be receiving votes from girls that don't appreciate a truly good mustache.
But it could be a very heelish move for me, try to steal the win from you there.
Yeah, well, it would be a heelish move to use Johnny Depp because girls are already flocking to the Twitter to pick Johnny Depp right now just based on us saying his name. And you could even text Ross Lynch right now.
Have him grow a
and just
stash.
be like, hey, man, do me a real big favor. I need you to grow a mustache right now. And he would win. It's unfair. So that some of these girls that are listening to this don't appreciate a truly good mustache. A truly good mustache, such as Burt Reynolds, who is not my pick, but has an amazing mustache.
I was considering that for my pick.
Burt Reynolds?
It was a strong consideration.
He's a strong mustache.
That's the babyface move. If I'm a babyface this week, I'm gonna pick Burt Reynolds. But if I'm feeling heelish, I might go Johnny Depp. I don't know.
Oh, so let me tell you something. How about Teddy Roosevelt?
How about Wilford Brimley?
Oh,
How about fucking what's his name? John Waters. How about John Waters?
John Waters' mustache is iconic in a totally different way.
Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx had a hell of a mustache.
Waluigi. Waluigi might have to be my pick.
Fuck!
Waluigi
Don't
might.
forget. Don't you dare forget that I have the first pick here. Don't give me ideas now.
Oh man.
Waluigi, holy shit. Girls, keep in mind. Oh, fuck, I can't even use this as a fucking thing. Waluigi's the personification of tall, dark, and handsome. His clothes are kind of dark.
So, are there any other noteworthy mustaches besides your pick that you want to talk about? Or are we just going to... You know who else I could use as a cop-out answer? Ryan Gosling, who occasionally sports a stash.
That is an occasional stash. I will not condone it. Unless you name a particular movie that he rocks the stash in.
I
So if
I,
you can say Ryan Gosling in, then you know that'll count.
that'll count. Well, I can't name a Ryan Gosling movie off the top of my head besides The Notebook, and he has like a full fucking beard in that. So that doesn't.
Yeah, that's not counting. We might get to beards eventually.
Hey, I'm going with Braun Strowman already. So if I get top pick that week,
Strowman Reigns.
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein. Oh man. You know what? Michael Jordan.
There you go.
He usually has the goatee, but every now and then he'll just do the mustache. More recently, it'll be just a mustache.
I don't know, man. Are you ready to announce your pick to the world?
Triple H.
Triple H. That's not your pick.
Triple H.
That's not your fucking
It's
pick.
not my pick, but it's another mustache that strongly needs to be considered. Triple H had those Thor's hammers, man, that were just like, bow. He had the sideburns going right into the stash. The Lemmy, speaking of mustaches.
Oh man, how do we
Lemmy
forget?
Kilmeister, and that is a dark horse pick. That's fucking out of nowhere. That is, whew, strong pick. I thought that this was an easy decision for me, but the deeper we get in to this, there are some powerful mustaches, but I'm going to stick to my guns.
All right.
I'm going to use use the power of non-ironic sexiness to my advantage, because there's nothing ironic about the sexiness of Tom Selleck. This man is just pure sex appeal, and I'm hoping that that the ladies that take to the polls this week will absolutely see this choice, and I will. Don't you worry, I will upload pictures of shirtless Tom Selleck, shirtless young Tom Selleck, to back up my point for these ladies. Come on, ladies, that is sex. I know what these girls were thinking about all September long, buddy. They were all sliding into my DMs to talk about Tom Selleck. And so, Tom Selleck is my pick for the week. Mustache week of Cocktober.
All right,
Tom
I've
Selleck.
got
That's the winner right there.
I've got one. I think I'll make my pick on someone who we haven't actually talked about yet.
Oh shit, that's a relief.
But
That's a relief.
because I don't want to be a complete dick and just say Johnny Depp
or
and
Waluigi
or Waluigi.
or
so
what was the other one? Lemmy.
So Tom Selleck obviously has the body, he has the charisma, he's got all that going for him. But my guy
You're damn right he does.
has the voice of an angel. I'm going with Freddie Mercury.
Oh my God! How did we not mention Freddie Mercury during the thing?
I'm going with Freddie Mercury, my pick. Possible best singer of all time.
Best frontman of all
Best
time.
frontman of all time.
Best frontman of all time, without a doubt. Shit. This is a battle. I know that there are going to be some heart-torn ladies out there, and some men too. Some homosexual men that'll be voting
Yeah,
on this
I'm
poll.
going for both demographics here.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
So it's going to be a good match.
or bisexual men and bisexual
Anyone.
women, you know, just like anybody.
Anyone can relate.
Yeah. So, damn. Wow. This is a matchup. I did not expect this to go as hard as it's going right now. Tom Selleck versus Freddie Mercury, the mustache battle of the century. One sang Bohemian Rhapsody. Another one was Magnum PI. So we didn't mention Magnum TA.
Oh man.
Was he Magnum? He was Magnum PI, right?
He's fucking Jesse Stone, and he fucked Monica a lot on Friends.
He did fuck Monica a lot of Friends. But Friends will be disqualified because in one season he did shave his mustache.
That is true. That is true.
Let me see.
It was a sad time. So Jared's gonna look up if
That's Tom Selleck.
yeah. All right. So
Once again, Jake, just to keep me looking good here, we can delete all of the doubt. Take it out like right after I said Tom Selleck was Magnum PI back in the 80s.
He's not cutting it. We're doing full disclosure here. The whole Hulk Hogan music for 2 minutes, like all this
No,
bullshit.
Hulk Hogan music stays. Like, as a matter of fact, I think that the Hulk Hogan music is going to play us out.
Really?
I think that that's the obvious choice.
The obvious choice?
Yes.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this week of Two Nerds a Podcast. I'm Buddy the Bruiser, and I'm signing off.
Hey, guys, make sure you go to our Twitter accounts. Give us a follow at Dynamite Jared, at Buddy Candela, at Two Nerds. TWO Nerds 316. We will have our poll up Sunday. We'll put it up Sunday. So tomorrow we will have our poll. I am peeking. We'll put our poll up. I'm popping like that. We will put our poll up tomorrow. Tom Selleck versus Freddie Mercury. Mustache battle. Get that closer to the mic.
It's fine.
All
I
right.
promise.
Tom Selleck versus Freddie Mercury. The mustache battle of the century. Who is sexier? Who has a better singing voice? Who has a better acting career? Tom Selleck versus Freddie Mercury. Keep a lookout. Coming up this Thursday, the very first episode of Lost on VHS. Make sure you guys give it a watch. Subscribe to Buddy's YouTube page. Archive.org has the downloadable versions for all of our podcasts. Download links in the descriptions for all the YouTube pages. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you go to the NE Geek Expo. Make sure to support Buddy's releases, my releases, and all of your friends' releases if they do this shit too. And have a great week. Make sure that you are a real American. Support your country. Dynamite Jared signing off. We will see you guys next week.